This video is brought to you by these fantastic sponsors, as well as Mobile Gaming News Network, mobilegamingnews.com, your one-stop shop for all your mobile gaming news, reviews, and information you can use. Head on over and sign up, and if you are inclined to write some articles, go ahead and sign up for that as well. We are always looking for more writers. But with that, let's get into the video. Hey guys, what's up and welcome to the channel. I'm the Shotgun Shogun, and this is the next episode of Epic 7 Revenue Recap, where I go over all of the revenue from the previous month, why I think it was, how it stacked up against the previous month, and things like that. And one of the big things that's been going on like for the past month and a half or so is a lot of people talking about how basically dead game, and they're like, oh, just wait until December. The outrage, the review bombing is going to tank this game's revenue. And looking at the numbers, don't think so, homie. So let's take a look at it. As a matter of fact, like, let's just take a look here at the December numbers. Now, if you take a look, we did have obviously the spike around DN. We had a spike around the day after Christmas, mostly because people got their Christmas money, they're spending. But it's really interesting here. So they have this data is given to us by PAnimeHQ. Super cool guys, and I like working with them because I personally really enjoy getting into the numbers, things like that. But anyways, with that out of the way, so we have the banner breakdown here at the top, and it just goes to show that unfortunately, as good as Violet is, it's all about the waifus for waifus. So we had the Ravi Banner, which at the same time, you also have to remember Analytica was on there. So this one did about 685,000. Sorry, about it wasn't too bad. Assyria or Elena came out. We had almost $1 million on just that alone. And I think that one of the big things during like the 5th through the 18th was, well, you still had people rolling on Lytica. You still had people rolling on, Elena, even though it seemed really weird because like a lot of people when she first came out were kind of like, why am I really gonna pull for her? Now, as like more and more people got her, realized that she is really good for PvP defense, as well as just being really annoying. That probably picked back up. You also you also had the beginning of the month as well, so you also had a lot of people kind of getting their initial packs, like, oh hey, I bought all my leaf packs, I bought my monthly pack at the beginning of the month. So you kind of had that. Now, Violet unfortunately came at a bad time. Not only is Violet a husbando, which doesn't typically bring in as much money as other banners, he's not really a meta unit. He's really good though. Guild Wars is phenomenal. If you build him right, just because he'll solo teams, it's really nutty. But the downside is that he came right before, really close to Christmas. Now I'm gonna, go into the next one, and I don't think that it's Assyria is the reason why the numbers are what they are. So you have Violet's banner, right? So a lot of people are like, oh, I gotta save. I know DN's on the horizon. We don't know what else is coming. I gotta save this money. It's going to be Christmas anyway, so maybe people weren't spending whatever. Regardless, during the 19th through the 25th, you had a huge spike. We had $870,000 of sale here. Now, it's interesting because in about the same, well, no, not in about the same time, because, well, maybe the Elena banner was almost $1 million. This one was only about $870,000, where the thing is, though, is that spiked, around the 25th. You also had, and I don't know how their graph was. Was it through the 25th? Is that the cutoff? Does it include the $193,000? Because if it does, then that, then we're looking at plus 193,660. If it doesn't include it during that time, we're looking at a monthly income, a monthly revenue of over $4 million. And that is pretty ridiculous. Just to put into perspective, I think November was like 2.3 or 2.4 million, and they were second place. So you have a lot of money coming in. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, well, it was DN and the Artifact banner, which obviously it was. I mean, you see that like right at Christmas time, pretty much right when DN dropped, they did $194,000 just that one day. Now it dropped and plateaued, and then it went back up because you saw the Crow banner. And somebody's gonna be like, "Oh man, why does this guy yawn every time?" Literally, I don't yawn until I start doing an Epic 7 video. Literally, perfectly fine up until that point. But anyways, back to the numbers. Now, the Christmas packs came out. Crow came out, who is pretty meta. He's very good, very, very solid. You also have people, like I said, who got their Christmas money and were just like, boom, I need to buy the packs. I need to buy DN. Who knows when she's coming back? I need to get ready for, whatever's coming up next. And so that's the big spike there. You see, like earlier on in the month, and it'll be interesting to compare these numbers to some other bigger games. And kind of see how they taper off, because I mean, this is pretty typical. Your new Moonlight comes out very beginning of the month. You're going to see a bit of a spike. Then you're just going to see a downtrend. You got a rerun banner. You're going to see this divot thing right down here. Now, holidays, like I said, we knew that the limit was coming up. So a lot of people are going to be saving for that. But they did really, really good this month. And I actually would be interested to see, because I need to calculate it out, but like back in October, you see that even the Luna rerun only spiked up to 142K. So they destroyed October for them. Now, and then if you think about it, Lilius was really good. You have... they only took half of the Lilius banner because it was the 25th through the 9th. So, but you had Vildred, who is really, really good. Everybody talks about how good Vildred is. You also had Luna at the end of the month. Now, granted, some of the other banners, who cares? Says after Wind Rider nerf was kind of meh. But here you have November as well. And even in November, the Luna right there with the 142, you have the spike for Melissa at 141, just really didn't even hold a flame to what Christmas did. So it just goes to show too that you maybe, like with Luna, you had a bunch of whales who already had her triple S, because everybody knew that Luna was super amazing, super phenomenal when she first came out. So everybody wailed for her originally. Now, when DN came out, it was pretty early, and you also had a lot of people from Reddit saying that she was garbage. Like, oh, imagine, wanting this character when these other characters are in the game as well. And, it's a lot of people got bamboozled, which is just to go to say, look at the character objectively. Don't always listen to what the internet has to say, myself included. I'm not always right about things. But you also probably had a lot of people who started later, didn't get Luna original, or didn't get DN originally. Plus, you also had the new artifact, which I will point out is, I really hope that they stop doing this. I really hope that they stop putting limited artifacts on rerun limited characters, because it is a feels bad, man. So overall, let me go back to my December one here, my December banner. Okay, cool. So overall, really, the review bombing didn't do nearly as much as people thought that it was going to. And there's review bombing now that, Annalisa isn't what they want, and just goes to show that the people who are complaining aren't the ones who are spending all of this money. Or if you are complaining and you're still spending this money, then, I mean, obviously stop, because they're not going to change things for the better until they start to see a dip in revenue. And unfortunately, this month was not it, fam. So realistically, if And I'll have to ask the guys from PAnime if this includes through the 25th or if it ends at the 25th, because DN's banner is the 20. They have on here the 24th through the 16th. So we'll have to see on that one. But even if not, they still cleared almost 4 million, and if that is included, then they're at about 4.1 million dollars for the month of December, which is pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. And like I said, I want to see where that number ends up in the grand scheme of things, like in the chart, because I know that other games like Fate Grand Order had a Resh and stuff like that. So we'll see how they stack up. Nobody's beaten Dokkan. Nobody's ever beaten Dokkan. So, but yeah, anyways, guys, that is the revenue. That's my analysis on it. If you guys did like this, make sure you go over and check out PAnimeHQ. Really cool guys, really good information over there. If you like seeing the trends in games and things along those lines, they do a lot of the metrics, a lot of data. Big nerd on things like that. And if you do like these, just make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash that bell notification, drop me a like and a comment, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy, homies. Peace.